Did you get in my way, Tomioka?
What's up, fellow collectors? P-Rockzilla back again for another review, and today we're going to take a look at a figure that I've been waiting for. I know this figure came out a while ago. I completely forgot I had this pre-ordered, and it's been sitting in basically a pile of loot for the longest, so I had it shipped to me recently, and this is the ANIPLEX BUZZmod Demon Slayer Shinobu figure, and this is my daughter's favorite character in the Demon Slayer anime, so I'm very excited to get this figure out and kind of show her real quick, because maybe in the future this will basically be passed down to her. But in the meantime, I love me some Demon Slayer. So this was one character. I like basically the design of the whole butterfly theme with this character. And when I saw it in the actual anime, I feel like they accomplished it perfectly, basically. So I was happy that they made this figure. I'm looking forward to more of these figures coming on. I'm still on the fence on debating, like, if I had to choose one or the other between the BUZZmod and Figma's, which one I would personally choose or recommend. And it's kind of hard to tell, because to me the BUZZmod ones just feel a little more of like a mature, more of like a articulated type feel, and then Figma is more of the anime accurate, like early episodes. So it depends on which one you kind of want to go for in your collection. But me, if it's a character I like, I'm going to continue getting both versions so I can have both versions displayed. So with that in mind, let's get this review started. Dale! What's up, fellow collectors? Die action. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. So right in the front, you got the ANIPLEX logo right there. Demon Slayer BUZZmod 1/12 scale figure. Shinobu, I can never pronounce her last name right. Kochu? I don't know. 1/12 scale ANIPLEX figure. Right there, you got a nice picture of the figure right there. You can see in the window everything that comes with the figure inside. Soft goods. Got the Demon Slayer there, BUZZmod. Some of the cool poses that you can actually get the figure in. And one thing I do like about these ANIPLEX figures, they all come with the little carpet rug and like the bendy legs. You can actually have a pretty cool display if you really want to have them all kind of like basically praying or meditating. So that's a pretty cool setup that ANIPLEX does have. And I'm looking forward to this piece right here, because I do have, I forgot his name, the water guy. And I love the way they kind of did his effect. So this is definitely something I look forward to trying out. All the legal information here that I cannot read. BUZZmod at the bottom again. ANIPLEX again. And then same thing on the top. Alright, let's go ahead and get this piece out the box. So once you get her out the box, you get the box out the way. We agree with 2 layers of clamshells. Top layer actually has the figure, some of the accessories, the robe, the swords, the sheaths, the hands. And then the bottom layer has the special effects, the pillow, and the bendy knees. All right, so let's go ahead and get everything out that Shinobu comes with, so we can take a closer look at fine detail with her and all the accessories. There we have Shinobu laid out with all the accessories she does come in the package with, and I do want to say it's actually a pretty good amount of accessories, as you can see here. I'm still curious about the swords. I'm not sure why they give us 2 swords. Usually you have this one right here. Anyway, we'll go back to that when we get to the accessories. So this is not worried about that right now. Let's get to the figure. So let's take a look at Shinobu. And she looks identical to what she does in the anime. This is one thing I always like. I think this is the reason my daughter likes her too, because of the little butterfly design on her head. But I always thought it was a cool design. And that's one thing with Demon Slayer I do like, is the art style they went with, especially when they use like their powers and their effects and everything. Love the way that looks. So let's see, we look here. You got the little hair going there, and then you have the costume looking identical to what you see in the anime. Every little details there. The little pockets up there in the top, the collars. So that looks very good. Got the symbol in the back. And I do kind of wish they didn't, or it's going to be covered anyways when you got the robe on, but I kind of wish they didn't have any kind of marking here. Should have been on the feet, on the bottom of the feet. But let's just look around. Got the little ties around here. This looks so damn familiar to me because my daughter actually did cosplay as her for New York Comic Con last year. So like now that I'm actually seeing the figure, I'm seeing all the parts that I actually had to buy for my daughter in order for her to get the full cosplay going. But yes, all right. So let's go ahead and look at the articulation on her. The head can move 360. I have bad luck with that, so I don't do it anymore. But it can do 360. She can look a good amount up. She can look very far, decent, yeah, pretty good amount down. You do get articulation at the head and the neck. As you can see there, the neck does move and then the head does too. So 2 points of articulation at the head and neck portion. She can go sideways. She can go sideways that way. Arms can go all the way up. Let's see how far she can actually do the Y pose. You do get not double bend, but single bend at the elbow. You do not get much swivel. You get some swivel at that weird, ugly joint right here on the shoulder. Only negative, but one thing you have to remember with these figures is you won't see those joints if you have the robe on. So always plus to hide these joints. So you get twist there, all right, and then let's see how far up she can go. Now these joints, the only thing is with these joints, I do always feel nervous with them because like it feels like that little peg there is so damn thin that any wrong turn it could break, but it hasn't happened yet. I mean, knock on wood. All right, so then you get that. So let's go ahead and look at the waist articulation. She can articulate at the waist only. I thought she has some articulation up here, but no, underneath the chest. That's just more for, I guess, oh, a leg fell off. Oh, there we go. See what I'm talking about? Things coming off. All right, so let's see. So at the waist, she can bend down, do a little bit of the ab crunch. And the back arch actually goes further than the forward arch. And then she does get side to side. That's real good side to side. She actually gets more side to side than she does front and back. Or I mean front. All right, there we go. Oh, one more thing. This does articulate. The little butterfly in her hair articulates also, as you can see. Legs. She can do the split. The legs can go pretty far forward and pretty far back. She gets single bend at the knees, but unlike the Figmas, I do like that ANIPLEX or BUZZmod. They definitely hide their joints a lot better. You don't see no ugly knee joint there. So it looks very good, very hidden. And let's see, you get swivel at the upper thigh. And my foot is a little crooked here. So you get some pivot at the upper shin. And then you do get bent at the toes. You can go very far down. Decent amount far up. And then you do get toe bend right here, as you can see. So those are always a good thing to have for characters that have like a kind of dynamic running pose. Toe bends helps out a lot for those poses, and I do like that. And then you do get twist at the ankle. I'm talking pivot, I'm sorry. Pivot at the ankle. And of course, twist. All right, so there goes the articulation on the legs and the body. The belt too is attached to the waist area, so that kind of moves a little bit. Gives you some freedom when you want to get some poses done. All right, so there's articulation on her. And then to remove the face, quick and easy, replace the bangs, and then the whole face comes off right there. See, as you can see, one piece. Just take this piece off right here. Oh, it kind of looks like a Astro Boy right there. And then just basically attach that there, and then you put the bangs on. So that's basically how you will swap out the hair. The faces. Just be careful when you do that because you don't want to mess with this too much. Don't want this to fall out. I'm going to see if my leg is okay. Since that leg fell out from the peg, make sure that's okay. And then let's look at the accessories. So she does come with her robe. Robe is very nice. Has that butterfly design on there. Definitely the same robe my daughter wore for Comic-Con. Has bendy wire all around this portion right here. And on the outside right here too. So all around the edges and in the inside. I love the way these bend right here. The bending wire, these are pretty strong to have some kind of like air or in dynamic type, jump in the air, flowing type action going on. So I do like that. And then you get the two separate faces. You get the more happy face with the mouth open. And then you get the smiley face with the eyes closed. Then you do get a pair of weapon wielding hands, a pair of open hands, and a pair of closed fists. And then she does come with another pair of open hands on her. This is the part, like I said, I'm curious about, because they actually give you two of these swords. This is one thing I like about Demon Slayer, is the way the swords look. Each character has like a different, unique sword. And this is identical to the sword I did pick up from her, for my daughter, for her cosplay. But like I said, they give you two swords. They give you one outside the sheath. Then they give you one in the sheath, which doesn't come out. Then they give you the sheath only. And then they give you a second one outside the sheath. So I'm not sure why they did that, because you could probably just basically... Oh, no, wait, does it? All right, so it doesn't go in. Yeah, see, so I'm just curious about that. So maybe they would have given us like a half a sword and then had it inserted in there halfway through so it can have the action or the pose of her pulling her sword out the sheath. I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not sure why they gave us two, but I'll take them. And then she does come with her little pillow. You can see the sculpted legs there. And then these are basically the knees and legs you will put there. As you can see, this one fits in right there perfectly. I never used these before. I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't want to do a pose like this, but I could see someone doing a nice little display with all their BUZZmod figures leaning down on the carpet or the rug, whatever you call this, pillow. But that's pretty cool. I like that feature right there. That's very good. And then you do get this nice butterfly effect. You can see all the little butterflies in there. It has a nice purple transparent look to it. Look at all those butterflies going through there. So that's cool. And then it continues from here. You can see more of the butterflies. Now, one thing I was curious about, because some of the pictures, they show her like actually on here. So I'm wondering if somehow she pegs onto this. I'm going to look at the instructions to see if she somehow pegs onto this, or you basically just have her standing on it. Basically put them together. So I'm definitely going to have her in one of the final poses with this, because more likely I'm going to have my display with this in my final display in my collection. All right, so there goes. That's everything we got there. Looked at the hands. We did a size comparison. I mean, I'm sorry, we didn't do a size comparison. We did articulation. We're going to do a size comparison now. There we have Shinobu default pose ready for a size comparison. So let's go ahead and bring in some other figures to get a good size comparison started here. And of course, let's start off with some Demon Slayer. And this is going to be the Figma Nezuko. Next, let's go ahead and bring in a NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rennet from the Mirage Comics. Next, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a figure from the SH Figure Arts line. And this is going to be the SH Figure Arts Bulma. Gotta be careful. I don't want to drop in her Dragon Ball. Now let's go ahead and bring another SH Figure Arts figure, and this is going to be from the Naruto line. This is going to be SH Figure Arts Sakura. All right, and then I'm going to bring in two other figures, more creatures. Of course, I got to do a SH Monster Arts, and let's do SH Monster Arts Baby Godzilla. And then let's do a Hot Toys 1/6 scale Grogu, the child. So there we go. Bunch of figures, different lines, all mostly within the same scale. So that way, if you have any of these figures in your collection currently, you can see how Shinobu would fit in your collection if you decide to pick her up. All right, let's go ahead and get the final thoughts and final poses. Since during the articulation portion of this review, I had that leg slide out, I wanted to make sure that it's not broken. And since I've never did the swap out leg trick for any of the other BUZZmod, ANIPLEX, Demon Slayer figures I picked up so far, I figured it was a good time and good opportunity for me to give it a try. So I wanted to give it a try, and I want to let you guys know that these legs are actually pretty cool. And now that I have the figure in this pose, she actually looks cool in that thing, and they sculpted it perfect where it slides in perfectly, so you know exactly which leg goes on top of the other just by seeing the sculpt on the actual pillow. And it does look pretty cool, this little pose I have here going on top of the pillow. So just want to take a chance and try this out for the first time and let you guys know that it is pretty easy to swap those legs out. The only issue I ran into is when you swap the legs out, that little waste plastic portion starts to float everywhere. So when you try to put the legs in there, it's kind of like loose. So you have to actually grab it real good in order to actually get good pressure on those pegs to push the legs all the way in. But once you do that, you get one in there. It's pretty simple to get the other one in there because it lines right up. And it looks pretty cool. I'm kind of tempted now to have them all just for one quick, like a group photo or something, to have them all sitting on their pillows and stuff. So maybe just give that a try in the future, you know, since I never did it before with the other figures. So just to see how it looks. So I do like this so far. Easy to swap out. Hands were also easy to swap out. Face was easy to swap out. And everything else so far was easy to swap out. So no problem so far. So I do admit, from all the ones I have so far from BUZZmod, for some reason her robe is a little bit more harder to fucks with. As you can see on the shoulder portions, I wasn't really have much accomplishment to get the basically shorter portions flattened out. So I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more. You can see it more too as you turn around here because of the bulkiness of the flap. So this one actually feels like, for some reason, it feels a little bit more rougher. But it's not a bad thing because once you actually get the robe in a pose, it does hold it very good. It's just very time consuming with this one for some reason. Maybe it's just been a while since I opened a BUZZmod figure, so maybe it's just that. But this one just had like a little bit of a challenge. But I was able to get it accomplished. This character right here, I do enjoy the color patterns that they have for with the pink, the light green, and the pink and the purple, and the white, the black. All that stuff looks pretty cool. I love the design of the robe. And that's one thing with this anime that I do enjoy. Each character does bring their own personality with their special effects and their wardrobe. So that's another reason why this Demon Slayer anime is one of the top in my list ever. And these characters I'm enjoying so far. Nothing was really, issue-wise, for some reason, because of the handle, the little flower design or butterfly design on the hilt of her sword, I am not able to fully get the sword and sheath all the way down into the slot because it keeps the little butterfly pattern keeps rubbing against her chest and her stomach. So I gotta mess with that a little bit more. Maybe there is a reason why they give us two swords, so I have to figure that out, mess around the figure more. But I'm enjoying her so far, and she is a cool character, and I cannot wait to have her with the other characters I have so far in this next upcoming final pose. And there we have two other BUZZmod Demon Slayer figures I do have in my collection so far, and two that actually have some type of blast effect also. And I just want to show how cool they looked all together with these blast effects, different colors, different elements, different colored jackets, different swords. And this is what I mean about each character in this anime having their own personality. As you can see in this image right here, they all look different. If you were to see these characters, you wouldn't confuse them with each other. The only similar thing is probably their hair color. But other than that, you see the different colors, the different robes. And I'm enjoying these figures so far. I do want to admit, these figures, these BUZZmod ones, you can get amazing articulation and poses with them. But it's very time consuming because the only nitpick I have with these figures is that the pegs from the hands come apart. They detach too easily. The effects sometimes are a little wonky where they don't stand flush. So sometimes they wobble a little bit. The jackets, those robes, it's a pain because when you do pose one and you get the pose just right, then you got to mess around with the robe and get those hard bending wires to bend the correct way. And as you're doing that, the pose you do have kind of goes away because the figures do kind of readjust themselves into, they kind of come out from the pose you do have already. So that's the part that's time consuming. So if you don't mind doing that, if you have the patience and the time to try to get some of these poses on these figures, then I would say the BUZZmod ones are better when it comes compared to the Figma ones and just the look in general. But the Figma ones do at times come with more accessories. And And then the BUZZmod ones, in my opinion, they hide the joints better. It's just so finicky sometimes when you want to get these poses. Like right now, if you look at my Tanjiro, you can't see it, but that right hand is not fully in the peg to get this pose because the robe and the backpack he has on is preventing his hands from closing completely. So I'm not able to get that, like, both the hands in the pegs. But you can hide it with the robe. That's one good thing about the robes. You can hide some of those joints and get away with some of these poses sometimes. But like I said, it is time consuming. Now I'm hoping that when I take these guys off this turntable and put them back into my display, I'm hoping nothing like comes loose or no poses come, just get undone. I'm hoping, because if it is, as much time it took me to do this review, I'm probably just gonna leave them on my display like that until I get some time in the weekend or something. But they do look amazing, I do admit. And I am looking forward to collecting the rest of these BUZZmod ones because I do want to keep all my BUZZmod ones with these awesome displays. And I'll probably keep the Figmas. More like I'm going to keep the Figma ones. More of the cartoony, like funnier type poses. And then these are the more serious type poses because to me, these look more serious. But all right, collectors, I hope you enjoyed this review. It did take me a little bit longer to get this review done, so I hope you appreciate it. If not, just enjoy it, watch it, enjoy these amazing figures. And if you are enjoying these figures, even if you're not, if you're just basically enjoying the video and just basically everything in general, please hit that like, subscribe button, click that bell notification. And as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale.